stream on Proficiency Bonus as we continue our journey through the Tomb of Annihilation. Before we jump too far into tonight's episode, just want to give a couple of shout-outs as we typically do here. First one, a big thank you to Team MZ for their support of small streamers like us. If you're interested in them, you're a small streamer, just want to see what all the fuss is about that we keep talking about, check them out. You can find them on Twitter, hashtag TeamMZ with 4 M's. Second one is to Many Sided Dice for their wonderful, I think it's a 400 or 500 page compendium. I have the digital version, so I'm not going to hold up my smartphone so you can see it, but it's like $400 or $500, bloody heck, it's going to be one of those Mondays. 400 or 500 page compendium of magic items specifically for D&D, designed for 5e campaigns that we've used some of them here. Some of our party has them. There are some more actually in the works, so maybe our party will find some of them. And then lastly is our friends over at Nightshade Creations, who have ran a Kickstarter recently for this wonderful little dice tower that sort of folds in up on itself and it's nice and compact, called the Contender. They managed to meet their main Kickstarter goal and all their stretch goals, so there's a whole bunch of color options and things on it. Check out their website. Definitely some good stuff out there. As you can see from our screen, we're light one person this evening, as Sarah, our cast member playing Solana, is unable to make it tonight. So we're going to do our best not to mess her up too bad. Granted, she's been doing a lot crying on an egg, so we'll probably expect some more of the same. The gizzard egg, Dave.
I thought that was a reference to the Eagles again. I was like, okay, I don't like football that much, so I don't know what this is. But
as much as I'd like to give her lip about that whole situation, not here, so I'll use that to hide my tears and move on. She'll have forgotten about it by next week. So we actually left our group last week after a rather sort of tense run-in with a very ancient old woman up at the top of the cliffs in the ruined city of Mbalan. They met the rather ancient, decrepit, cataract-eyed Nenny Poo-Poo, and as they were having a conversation with her, and much to Devonay's dismay, found out that Nenny Poo-Poo was the only person, well, claimed to be the only person in the realm of Chult who could currently bring the dead back to life. And one of our party members was not thrilled with the way the conversation was going, so tried to cast Hold Person on Nenny Poo-Poo, who did not respond too kindly to that attempt, and a battle broke out, resulting with the old woman's death. As during the battle, one of the party members decided that a group of flying monkeys that had been summoned by Nenny Poo-Poo but had yet to join into the battle needed to be removed as well. So a fireball cast at the top of the hut burned Nenny Poo-Poo's house to the ground, as well as completely incinerated. I can't remember, I think it was 6 or 8 of those little flying monkeys, as well as lit one of the party members on fire and a flesh golem that had been around. So, and with that, our party had been warned of... Oh yeah, Dave, it was a little rough last week.
I mean, I'm just...
So the party made their way back a couple of 100 yards to the entrance on the northern side of Mbalan. Solana had mentioned to the party that on the southern side of what was the old woman's hut, about another 100 or so yards beyond that, there was looked to be some sort of a mass in a boulder field that she had expressed an interest in seeing, but after everyone had pretty much gotten a little roughed up by well, not everyone. Actually, if I remember correctly, I think Quen managed to squeak out of the battle without taking a single blow.
Not a single hair singed.
And which is surprising because you were in melee range a little bit, but
Yeah, I was up there swinging with the best of them.
So, as you guys made your way back to the beginning of the entrance to the area, climbed yourselves back over the mounds of skulls that blocked the entranceway, back to the canoe where you guys had left Dave and Dragonbait to protect the canoe. Actually, give me 1 second, viewers. Dave, right-click on Lennon's name and turn up the user volume in Discord.
Oh, that's sick. Okay. Haha, never mind.
You can do it by user. It's something Discord's going a little funny with
Okay.
some of us, so this way you can turn Lennon up and you'll be able to hear a little better. So sorry for the minor technical difficulties. And definitely welcome Digitio. Thank you for joining us again this evening. As you guys have made your way back to where Melik and Dragonbait had been left to protect. Oh my word! Protect the canoe, because Dave didn't want any risk to come to that canoe in this strange city. The group has come together. A couple of you expressing an interest in taking a rest, even though it is only about midday. It brings it to what the party would like to do. Said it's about midday. Melik, as you and Dragonbait are sitting there with the canoe watching watching Gizzard's Egg. And actually, I forgot, Dave, I apologize for you. Where you weren't here last week, Gizzard has been picked up and is currently gone. A couple of random lizard folk people came through in the middle of the evening during his watch. I believe it was Devaney who was up and caught what was going on. They came to collect him, claiming problems at his nest. So he has left his egg with Solana. As Solana was going into...
He left it with me, and then I handed it to Solana once she started crying.
Fair enough, sorry.
Cool, well...
What does the party do?
Well, Devaney is currently fuming in her tent and trying not to knock anybody out. So she's just staying in her tent. And she is quite down on hit points and doesn't have any spell slots left anyway, so she would opt for a rest, even a short rest.
Okay, and while we're doing that, Mr. MG, follow the bouncing player flag back over to the map for me, if you would. So, Melik, as you watch, as your group has come back from exploring this, and you can see Devaney is in very rough shape. Bits of hair scorched, blood. She just looks like she's been put through the ringer. Solana comes over. Solana in much the same shape. No burn marks, but again, just bruised, sort of battered, beaten looking. Your guide, Azaka, comes over and actually looks to be in pristine condition, as does Quen.
Okay, well, I'm going to avoid the two that are beaten to hell. And I'm going to talk to Quen and Azaka.
So we found this weird hut thing with an old lady in it. Solana and Devaney wanted to talk to her. Solana didn't, didn't like the answers the old broad was given, so I guess she wanted to hold her down with magic, and that didn't work. So then a fight broke out, and I mean, I don't know. I was just doing what I thought I was supposed to be doing. And Devaney did say to get into the action more, so I don't really know what she wants from me. Really, I think it's her personal problem. She doesn't know what she wants out of this whole thing.
Sounds like, okay. Yeah, why is she so pissed?
I don't know, because I saved her from, like, a bunch of things, but whatever.
Jealousy thing. Okay, cool.
But I mean, we can just chill here and, like, rest and then, like, continue on, because it's, like, still morning.
You know me, I'm always down for a snooze, but I've been snoozing a lot, so I think I'm gonna play a little song. And I'm gonna play like my Song of Rest ability, which gives everyone an extra D6 of health back.
Okay, so we know Devaney said she was interested in a rest. I know Solana would be interested in taking a rest. So what does the group want to do? It's midday. You can take an hour, take a short rest, or if you want to do a long rest, you can. That'll put you traveling in the depth of night, though.
Oh, I thought it was still morning.
It's like mid-morning, almost lunchtime. So it took you about an hour. Oh, actually, no, you guys slept right at the entrance last time. That's right. So yeah, it would still be pretty early morning. So yeah, if you were to take a full 8-hour rest, it would put you, yeah, probably shortly after lunch, like early afternoon.
Yeah, so I
I
say,
forgot you. I forgot you guys slept.
yeah, so I think we should just long rest, because then we'd still have light to travel by.
Okay. I mean, I'm still gonna play some music. I'm kind of bored.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't want to stay in the same place 2 nights in a row.
So which way are we headed now? Are we headed? We're not headed towards the Peaks of Flame yet. We're still headed towards out west of Ataz.
Well, I think that, so yeah, we're heading towards the Peaks of Flame, but I don't know what our insect repellent provisions allow for, because I know we're running low on that. So that might take us in the realm of Port Nyanzaru, but I seem to recall Solana saying she might be able to craft some.
She was going to make a couple of rolls for that, and currently you guys are actually heading due east towards this orange blip on your map over here. Let me shift ping it. As you guys had agreed to aid Azaka in obtaining a family heirloom from some bothersome folks at Firefinger for her aid in getting you to Orlunga.
Yeah, she's got like a tiger mask or something like, or crown, something like that. Something you put on
Yep.
your face or head.
Exactly, a wooden tiger mask.
Got it in one. All right, yeah, we're gonna take a long rest. Let Devaney cool off. I'll talk to her about that later, I guess.
Okay, so as Devaney has gone to relax in her tent, Solana comes over, collects the egg from the canoe, and brings it into her tent, gets situated. You guys take your long rest. Actually, for your long rest, you guys setting up watches, or what's the group doing?
I mean, I'll take a watch. Why not?
Okay,
Better safe than sorry.
so Solana's not here, so we will assign Solana a watch. Which watch do you want, Malik?
First.
Okay.
Spiders
Gwen
hit the
can
dirt
take
for a second.
second and third.
Okay, so Quinn's going to offer to take second and third. Devaney, do you want one, or do you want me to give Solana the last one?
Devaney won't take one.
Okay, so we'll give Solana the last one then. So let me pull up Solana and lazy survival macro. Wow. Okay, so Quen, I need 2 perception checks for you, if you would. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. There's You guys get situated, Melik, during your watch. Actually, you said you're playing a Song of Rest, but really won't matter during the
Yeah.
long rest. But you guys go through your rest during the day. Uh, Melik, you're the only one who rolled high enough. So as you're watching specifically, after being advised by about the basically the little lump of something they saw in the very southern part of the boulder field past the hut, keeping your eyes open. Every once in a while, you seem to see what looks to be a large winged creature swoop by a good like 300 yards from you on the south, just past the boulder field, and then drop down behind the sheer face of the cliff beyond what you can see.
Cool.
Doesn't seem to be coming anywhere near you. It's all the movement is centralized in that far southern section.
Cool. I'm gonna wait till after the long rest to bring this up, I think.
Oh, okay. So, as the rest of you, Melik, Quen, your two watches, and Solana takes her watch, then watches everything rolls through with no issues. You guys, those of you who slept or trance, you all come back to consciousness. Full health, full whatchamacallit, full spell slots, all the good stuff. And you find yourselves ready to go. What's the move?
Backing all up, I just do want to mention, so I was checking out, or not really checking out, but I was looking over by that boulder field y'all were telling me about. There's like a big, or was it like more dragony?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Lord knows I'm good at that.
I am actually... Okay. So let me see here. Wait, no, not that. Do I really? Oh, there they are. Okay. So when you start looking back at what you were seeing, they're a decent distance away, but you would assume they look humanoid. They're somewhat humanoid. They're bipedal, standing on two legs. And basically, they look like large winged people. You saw basically what looked to be Batman. Arms out, diving past.
Wings were like covered in flesh. Like fleshy wings.
Yep.
No, that's super gross. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's like some bird people.
When I was talking to that old hag, she mentioned that, well, she tried to tell us that the whole city had been eaten by winged creatures, but we didn't really think that was true, which is, I think, why Solana tried to cast a spell on her, which didn't work. But I guess there are actually winged creatures around. They just didn't eat everybody.
We were rolling with a lizard dude, so I'll believe a bird person. Sure, why not?
Our lizard has turned hightail and ran, though.
He had a family emergency.
It was a family emergency, yeah.
Do reptiles even have a semblance of family?
From the way they were talking to each other and the way they looked, yes.
Interesting.
Gizzard adopted 2 babies.
So we could eat them later, probably.
unmentioned hostility towards Gizzard that we're gonna have to get out on the tables, but at some point later, because we gotta get on the road. Let's do this.
Well, are we going to investigate these winged creatures?
Solana will pipe up and say, "Ooh, and there's a thing in the boulder field that I saw that we should look at too. That's past the hut."
Did anybody investigate the house and or what Nanny had on her?
I did. I used detect magic on the house. Couldn't find anything. I looked at what Nanny Poo Poo had. She had some weird bricks. That weren't especially unusual. They seemed regular, and she was building some kind of a well that didn't seem to have anything interesting in it the first time I looked. But
No? Maybe we can
I'm
look on that on our way by as well.
yeah, I'm not sure what else we can find though, but
Odd to carry
yeah.
bricks on one's person.
I thought about it. I thought about carrying around some bricks, like, ooh, what's this gonna hatch into? But I just left them.
Yeah. What? What? Oh gosh, what's our guide's name?
As-
Guide,
Azaka?
are you cool with this?
Saka.
Are you cool with us taking these couple little exploratory pit stops on the way to getting your family thing?
We are here. I see no reason why not to check.
And a pro positive mindset movement in the group. Let's do this. Bird people or bricks first?
I think the bricks would be closer.
Some bricks.
Okay, so as you guys start sort of climbing your way back through now, are you leaving anyone with the canoe? There is, in front of the entranceway, for those who may not remember or weren't here, there is a mound of skulls. Probably about 3 or 4 feet up into the entranceway. You guys can make your way through it. It's just difficult terrain for you to walk through. Carrying the oversized canoe that Gizzard and Solana made would be almost impossible through it.
Could we bury the canoe in the skulls?
Dragon bait. A little grim, but I like your
grim,
flavor.
Debonair.
It's very doable.
Because then we don't have to keep a person watch over the canoe and we can come back to it later without necessarily worrying about it.
Yeah, because, okay, you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Okay. Because bury it in skulls. I'll cast minor illusion on it. It could just look like a regular thing. And then if anyone touches it, it'll be like, it's skulls actually. And they'll be so freaked out they won't go any further.
Okay. So you guys take about, let's say, anywhere between like 15, 20 minutes and start, Melik's getting the spell set up. You guys are just basically taking where the canoe is and just armloads and just shoving these skulls down over onto the canoe. Solana sets the egg up in such a way in the canoe and lightly sets skulls around it so that as you guys are shoving everything on, it doesn't run the risk of damaging the egg, but does not want to be carrying the egg around with the into whatever potentially you guys are about to meet up with. So, and Malik, you said you're going to be casting like minor illusion on it as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So as you cast your spell, you think you got a pretty good job of getting everything hidden away. You guys start making your way back, and you said you're stopping at the well first, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys stop by the well, and just jump back over here. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So as you guys walk over and look at the, well, you see the opening looks to be about 15 feet round, and you look down, you can see water deep down in the distance. Let's see here. So that's what you see just walking up to it. What's who's doing what?
Are there any bricks missing that I can see?
Go ahead and can't speak. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. Okay. And with that, as you're looking, you can't see anything above the surface of the water. But as you're looking down, it looks like the water continues down for... You really can't tell from this side. You'd have to go down into it.
Anybody
So,
want to
are we
take a
going
dip?
for a swim?
Hey, I have an idea. I have the light spell, and some rope. Anybody, is there a
Oh.
large rock around or something we could lower down, like a lantern?
As you're looking where you are, you've got bricks on the ground all around you. If you're looking for something larger, go ahead and give me a survival check if you want. But
I think a brick would be heavy enough to sink with some rope. So tie a brick to the end of the rope and lower it, and cast light cantrip on the brick.
okay. So as you start cast light on, get yourself a nice glowing brick, tie it to the end of your brain freeze rope, and start lowering it down into the water. It goes lower it down the 15 feet. You hit the water. Everything seems to be going nice and smooth. You get about, I'd say maybe 5-6 feet down in the water, and you can barely see the light through this murky sort of, I guess I'll call it almost like smoky, just filthy looking water. But as you continue to lower the rope down, you're going down, and you're down about, let's see, 15. You've probably got about 10, maybe 15 feet of rope left before you feel the rope, like the brick hit bottom. At this point, you cannot see, you can't really see anything in terms of light coming out of it, but you know there's at least like 15, 20 feet within that water.
Can Solana turn into an anglerfish?
At this
I thought it would
level,
be deeper than that.
let's see. I know she has a swim speed. I just don't know what. Oh yeah, for non-combat purposes, we can always retcon this later. Realistically, we'll say yes for this purpose.
Awesome!
Don't know what a CR and angler would be, but I know the reasoning behind it, so why not? It'll be fun.
Oh, I mean, like, I would be down, but, like, do y'all think it's a good idea to, like, put her down there as an anglerfish? Because I think that'd be sick.
Well, if there's bricks missing from somewhere down there, then sure. I'll start hauling my rope up.
Okay, so are you guys basically tying the rope to Solana and sort of just lowering her down in?
Yes.
Okay.
Start off
Let's
as
see
humanoid form so that she can turn into one when she hits the water.
Just looking to see.
We wouldn't want her suffocating as a fish.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I'm just trying to look and see what we have for fish in here real quick so I can see what if Whipper, Dark Vision, Reef Shark, that's a challenge I have. Yeah, so she's definitely got some things she can do that'll make this work. So as you guys sort of get her all harnessed up, lower her down into the well, who's actually lowering her down?
I think we've all at least got a
Yeah.
hand on this rope.
Oh, okay,
Or
so
two.
so do me a favor. Anyone who'd be help lowering down, go ahead and make a strength check. Okay, Devin, are you helping as well? Or, nope. Well, that
She's one of
actually
two
did
hands.
it. With Melika and Quen each with one hand on the rope, just sort of lightly holding on, as Devin is braced in the back, holding. Solana manages to make the brief 15-foot descent down fairly easily. As she hits the water, changes into her anglerfish form, and actually go ahead and I'm just going to have her make a perception check with advantage, given the couple of things I saw on these different fish that we have in here. Okay, where are we? He has a holy heck! Well, that is well above what she needed. So as she swims around there for a little bit, and then after a couple of minutes, you guys watch as the fish head pops up and sort of tugs on the rope a little bit, and then Solana returns to her humanoid form, and then calls up and says, "Hey, there's a hole down here. There's a missing brick."
Just one brick?
It's there's a she's sort of reaching down along for a little bit, and you watch as Solana, in her humanoid form, dives back down under the water, and as you're feeling the rope move as she's swimming down, it's all of a sudden the three of you feel the rope sort of tug against your hands a little bit. And then you feel it tug again. Something's pulling on the rope's being pulled down and more towards the well or the opening.
Pull back.
Yeah, give her as much slack as we can.
You're down, you've got maybe 3 or 4 feet.
My rope onto that rope.
And as you get closer, it feels like it's still moving down.
Yeah, do we have another rope? Tie some together.
Quen does not have a rope.
Do I have any more rope? Don't have any more rope. Oh no.
Am I the only one with rope?
Dragonbait have rope?
That I'm pulling up Dragonbait and Azaka right now. I don't think either of them technically have explorers packs.
Pick it.
Let's see here.
I have fancy clothes though. We can fashion them into
I have a spell book.
the paper.
Yeah, so Dragonbait does not. Let's see, what is okay. Yeah, no, and neither of the other two show they're carrying anything. Yeah, and Gizzard left with all his supplies.
Sokka's gotta have a rope. She's a guide in a jungle. Jeez.
Zaka has other skills.
Asked thaumaturgy to make my voice super, super loud to call down into the well and tell Solana to come back up real quick and tell us what's going on. Because I don't know if she's looking for something or if something's got her.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll a d20 plus 7. Okay, we'll make this. Okay, so as you cast this and yell down into the cistern after down into the well, what seems to be 15, 20 seconds goes by, and then sort of muck-riddled face of Solana breaks the surface. Why didn't you give me any more rope? There's more to go down there. I have to go
I don't
further.
have any more rope. We're out of rope.
So either untie yourself if you think you're going to be okay, or don't go any farther.
Okay. Solana actually reaches into her pack, as now that I'm looking at her list, and pulls out a 50-foot length of rope and says, or I can tie myself with this one.
Yes, do that, please.
See,
I'm glad I'm not the only one that has rope.
see, Sarah, this is what happens when
Very
you don't
loud
show
for a
up.
whole minute.
So as Solana ties her rope together, basically takes off the harness you guys made, wraps a new rope around her, dives back under. You guys are there for 30 seconds, a minute, 3 minutes. There's no more tension on the rope whatsoever. 5 minutes goes by. And then you get a couple of sharp pulls on the rope. And then
We
nothing.
should have established a system. Oh man, what is that? Okay, or
Maybe she finally reached the end of her rope. Sorry. Maybe she got to where whatever is hidden down there is.
Definitely give yourself DM's inspiration for the horrendous pun. And
idiot, like, sorry.
it was just like, no.
It was there. I had to do it, but I'm sorry.
About another 2.5 minutes goes by, and all of a sudden you see the shape of a fish pop out of the water and then turn back into Solana. What? Why aren't you pulling the rope? I told you to pull the rope.
First of all, we did not establish the system. So, for a second, we will pull you back up. What'd you find?
It's tied to the rope. Pull.
Everyone together, pull.
Go ahead and make a strength check. Okay, come on, Quen. Or has Quen wandered off? Oh, did we? Oh, okay. As Devaney and Melik are pulling, Quen, you feel like you're doing a little more of the legwork this time. But you manage to get Solana out, who is now filthy and covered in what looks to be just slimy muck, like dirty swamp water. As you guys continue to pull the rope, about 30 seconds goes by. You get to the end of the first 50-foot length. Untie it, keep pulling on the second 50-foot length. And you pull up the end of that, you find what appears to be a tied bag of some sort.
Wow, look everybody, a tied bag of some sort. Let's open it and see what's in there.
As you guys start to look at the bag, I want all of you present, go ahead and make a nature check for me. Okay, so
It's a bag.
We're gonna have Solana make it. Yeah, so Quen, both you and Solana, as you're looking at this, as Devaney and Melik are a little tired from pulling everything up, don't notice it right away, as it is very heavily just disgusting with the slime and muck of where it was hidden. But Quen, you and Solana are both looking at this, and it looks like leather. And as you look closer at it, it looks like it's a people skin bag.
No, no.
This bag is people. Let's this doesn't this
No.
seems
What does that mean?
dubious.
What do you mean it's people?
I'm gonna run some tests and see what's up with this. Quen is going to very carefully take this bag and first cast detect magic on it.
Okay, so as you cast detect magic, and again you get that same sort of glowing radiance off of any magical item within 30 feet of you. So as you're looking around and you see the same glow you've come to see from your compatriots and their magical items, as you're looking at this human skin bag, the bag itself doesn't appear to be glowing, but you do get what appears to be roughly an 8-inch long cylindrical sort of glow coming from within the bag.
I open the bag. Quen opens the bag and will plop out what's inside of it onto the ground.
Okay, so as you open up the bag and dump it out in front of I'm assuming you're doing this right in front of the group?
Yes.
So as
Okay, I have my hands over my eyes. If anything in there is people.
So as this is dumped out, you see 6 onyx gemstones. Quen, in your eyes, you see a brightly glowing, rolled up piece of paper, 10 adamantine ingots, each one stamped with dwarven runes on it.
Adamantine ingots?
Yep.
Jeez, how big is this bag?
And,
How
as
heavy
you
was it?
said, you needed a 15 to get it out of the well.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm interested in the glowing paper scroll thingy. I want to look at that.
So, as you pick it up, you unroll it. It is a scroll of comprehend languages.
This
Oh my
here.
gosh, gimme.
is a scroll of comprehend languages. Why do you want it, Malik? I mean, I don't care. Here, have it. It's yours.
So, for the other stuff, the 6 onyx gemstones you found are worth 50 gold each, and the 10 adamantine ingots are worth 10 gold each.
Should we split this equally?
Hello on bug repellent.
Yes,
Oh.
but unless we can find a wandering merchant or trader, I don't see what worth wealth is in the middle of the jungle.
For
I mean,
now,
okay.
maybe
Like,
we
I
should
can't
just
hear you.
store it back with the canoe. It's pretty heavy. I don't know if we want to be lugging it around while we explore our other options here.
Let's just say we'll definitely split it equally. We need to find somewhere to hawk it before we even start talking about what we're going to use it for. Also, bricks. Oh, no, wait, people bag.
I could use the extra room in my rucksack. I mean, I have no qualms about reusing goods.
If you want it, you can keep it.
I mean, it's safer with me, better than with anyone else using it for arcane purposes.
That's fair. Also, I took that scroll, so you can have the bag for sure.
Yes, the people bag. The people's bag!
People's bag.
Now we need a musician to start playing the People's Court theme song. And I'm going to get yelled at on Friday for that, as that little piece gets blurbed out on YouTube. Oh. Okay, so as you guys start getting things packed up, one of you takes the run back over, brings the couple of ingots and things back over to the canoe that you don't want to carry with you, and sort of gets it stashed away, and then meets back up with the group at the well. Then you guys are you continuing to make your way south towards the boulder field and the weird lump that Solana had seen, or?
Oh yes, Quen is already walking that way.
Yeah, I think Solana was interested in that.
Okay. So as actually I've got to grab where's my thingamajiggy here? I forgot what we have it marked down over here, what I had rolled for it. Okay, do me a favor where Solana's not here. You know what, Melik, you weren't here last week. Melik, go ahead and give me a D20, please. Alrighty then.
What are we rolling?
Okay.
Sorry, I missed that.
Nope, that's okay. I just asked Melik to roll a D20 for me to figure out what we were dealing with where Solana wasn't here.
Love it.
So as you guys are heading your way down south, Mr. MG, I am going to say follow the bouncing player flag for me. As you guys start heading southbound, you find yourselves coming upon the large boulder field leading off, and actually I forgot to put the a second, let me grab my freehand drawing tool here. And this is going to be a little messy, but there we go. And that shiny red line at the base depending on how far out your map is zoomed, is the edge of the cliff. So as you guys
Dead Jedi is giving me life.
as you are making your way down through the down southwards, you see what appears to be a dead body in the distance, laying amidst the rather large boulders.
Boulders, dead body. I think I've watched this episode before.
Gizzards are not here to eat the dead body, so maybe a little different.
This is very accurate. Quen knows nothing about nature. Solana, what do these rocks look like to you? Do they look out of place? Do they look thrown and carried some distance by some very large hands?
Solana, take a couple of steps forward, sort of look around, make a nature check. And as she watches, she heads over and looks at this one over here, sort of looks around. She says, "No, that looks like it's just been here."
Cool. Quen will walk up to the dead body and investigate it.
Okay. So as you walk over towards it, and we'll say, well, Devaney and Malik, what would you guys be doing during this?
I'll
I'm gonna
follow
look-
Quen, but at a distance of, 10, 15 feet.
Okay. So, and what is everyone's passive perception?
Oh, boysers.
14.
Okay.
14.
Alrighty then. So as you are starting to move through, actually, the three of you who are heading towards the body and looking at that, you guys, the three of you all notice crouched down behind a boulder a little ways off in the corner is, actually, we're going to bump him around the corner a little because he's a little, because of the lighting. You see what appears to be a approximately 10-foot tall bipedal winged reptile.
So now you see when you said bipedal bird thing, I thought you meant like
Like an arachra? Like a feathered...
rocker. I didn't think you meant like, whoops, my bad. He hostile?
At the moment, you don't really know if he's... from you looking over at him, he doesn't look to be looking at you at the moment. But you've noticed you can see this body over behind the rock.
Quen will investigate this body, which is it the same kind of creature?
No, this looks to be a humanoid male. For at least you're basing the male part on what remains of clothing you can see there. Yeah, the body seems to be a little strangely sort of almost like a burnt or a charred look to it. But then on top of that, it has been thoroughly chewed on.
Well, it looks like the cause
And-
of death isn't immediately apparent in this.
Uh, Actually, let me catch you there for a second. And as you're looking at it and going over and seeing the bite marks and the shoulder and the chest area, and as you're going through, grizzly, you notice there's no head.
Hmm. Looks like this guy really wanted to get a foot in the door. Ha 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 ha. Um,
So close.
so Quen, will look over at where the little guy is crouching down and will say, quite a grim sight, isn't it?
Little guy's 10 feet tall.
But isn't he crouching down?
Yeah, he's sort of like, again, crouching down for this creature is still sort of hunched over a little bit, sort of back to you. As you say that to it, the head pulls back, and as it stands up to its full 10 feet and turns to face towards the group, you hear a
Oh.
I was getting a little hungry.
Whoop. Me too.
Do it. Cool banter. Bring it on.
Hey, we got a couple more up here.
Didn't your
Right,
mother
Charlie.
ever tell you to finish what you took before you take seconds?
Clean plate club, I see, mister.
Look, I don't know
We're
what
gonna
you
fight.
did to this body of indeterminate gender, but I'm not happy with this.
And with that, as he is called out, that is a boulder. He will take one step forward, and I will ask you all to roll initiative.
Caw-caw!
You gotta get friends for cheap, 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 cheap.
Where did I leave? Oh, wait. I'll have him come down a little ways behind you guys because I left Dragon Bait way up there. Okay. A second here. Let's see if this will work. Do I want it to? Yes. Okay. Alrighty then. And with that, as everyone has rolled, we will. This creature has stepped forward and has apparently called out to something that there's company here. What are you doing?
Cast charm person.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
Let's see, and that's a wisdom save, and he's not great at these. And what's your DC?
Did he get it? Oh no, it's 15.
Okay, as you cast Charm Person, you watch as it sort of gets a little cloudy eyes, and all of a sudden sort of shakes it off and now focuses, sort of glares over at you. Anything else you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and y'all got this. And I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to Quinn, just because Quinn's right there.
Oh, okay. That'll bring us over to Solana here, who has heard that things are apparently going down over here. Just going to okay, there's 20 to there. Oop. 25, 30. Okay, so we got 35 right over beside this rock here. Now being able to see that thing. What does Solana have set up here? Okay. I don't know what. You know what? What do you guys want Solana to do? Anything in? You know what? Let's see.
I want Solana to kill it.
Okay. Oh, okay. That actually would work well for this type of creature. So, I'll see. We'll have Solana cast Entangle at the thing right there. As if it fails its saving throw, it gets restrained. And makes a strength save. And it fails. So until it manages to break out, it is now. We'll use this little. Oh, I'm going to move this down a little just so y'all can see the emblem on it. So it's got that little nice nut emblem on it showing it is now restrained thanks to Solana's spell. That will end Solana's turn, and that'll bring us to Devonay.
Well, I'm gonna cast Magic Missile.
Alrighty then. So go ahead and roll me some damage here. And yes, Digitio, he definitely has some competition on the Eat Everything tour. Okay. As you watch as this missile slams into this currently restrained creature. And it definitely looks like that hurt. You can see as it strikes, it really can't move, but you can see just trickles of blood starting to pour out of the thing's mouth. It's looking like it's in a little bit of rough shape after that shot. And that will bring us over.
Staying where I am.
Okay. And that'll bring us over to Quen. But Quen, before you move real quick, just because everyone's aware of it, with Solana's little shot, it is a 20-foot square, given the edge, so that is currently all difficult. We'll never go a little over the edge, sort of dead smack dab it. So that is all currently difficult terrain, as Solana has wrapped that in entangling vines around the creature.
Okay, Quen is gonna move towards it because he ain't afraid of no chicken leg. That's as far as he can move. So then he'll activate his spell Singer aura, and then he's gonna cast Firebolt on this thingy.
Okay, so that will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Yeah, we're having fried chicken tonight.
Okay, as your
Yeah.
firebolt slams into this thing, and it lets out a guttural cry. It is still alive, but you can see that severely hurted. It's now, well, barely on its feet, being held up mostly by the vines that Solana has it wrapped in currently.
And that's my turn. Sorry.
Okay. So that'll bring us over here. And as you guys are there, and again, Solana and Quen, you're the only ones who will notice this as coming from the right-hand side of you, streaking up into the air from the other side of the cliff face, on the other side of that nice red line I've got drawn down there. Another one of these creatures comes flying up. "30 feet in the air above you guys, above everyone here, and is going to chuck a javelin down from on high, aiming down at Melek, who is the closest. It's still out of range for a javelin, given how high this thing is flying, so it is going to have disadvantage on its throw. And that is a 12. Something tells me that's not enough to hit.
Not even with me, not enough. I'm worried, but no.
Okay. So that will bring us over to the currently trapped one, who is restrained, so the only thing it can do is try to break out. And it fails its check to break out with a 13, so that ended its turn. Okay, we have another shrill cry from that corner as another one of these swoops up and over the lip. It again flies about 15 feet up in the air. At this point, the only person they can really see at this angle is going to be Quen, so this one's going to fire off a javelin. Again, it's out of range, so it's disadvantage. That is a 17, though, to hit.
In my blade song stance, my intelligence modifier is added to my AC, so I have 19 right now.
Okay, so that'll miss on that. And that'll bring us over to Azaka, who is up here with Solana before Solana ran. Azaka will come running down to join into the fray here with you guys. And fire off 2 longbow shots at the one that just threw at Quen. Okay, and actually those are both gonna hit. Okay. And that, I am assigning, after the break, I'm going to assign one of you guys if you're willing to take one of these 2 NPCs. Okay, Dragonbait actually cannot reach anyone again. So he's just going to run down in towards the middle here, as he does not have a ranged attack. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Quen. Then I will give you Solana for the evening. Then now coming from behind this large boulder off to the side, we have another one flying over. And is this one Spies actually has a full. Let's see. Yeah, I can't reach. Oh yeah, it would be coming this side. So yeah, it's actually going to come over by Devon A, where it's circling around on this side and is flying straight at you, Devon A. And it is going to make actually 3 melee attacks against. 1 bite and 2 claw. We have an 11, an 18, and a 14.
Only the 18 hits.
Okay. So the 18 hits, that does 6 slashing damage to you. And as a result, actually, really, I don't have an option to just click on that to display it. You are now frightened of this specific creature until the end of your next turn.
All right.
And that will bring us back over to the beginning, as Malik has just seen the initial creature that you guys were speaking with is now sort of trapped. It's been beaten, bloodied, and wounded. 2 more have popped up and are now flying. This southern one about 30 feet in the air, this one over to the side about 15. And then there is one just on the other side of Devon A that just swooped in from the north and slammed into Devon A, and Devon A seems a little shaken up by it.
Okay, I'm trying to go for Charm Person one more time, and I'm actually casting it at level 2, so I'm targeting both of these fools.
Okay. Within 30 feet. Wow, okay, so we need 2 saves. So, Wisdom 1 fails, Wisdom 2 fails.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So let's see. Fails the saving throw, charmed. Charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. Okay.
That's not what I...
If you're there, you're not.
Personally, and I could really use a hand right now. I mean, we go way back. Come on, buds. Help me out here.
Okay. Anything else you're doing?
Besides sicking the 2 giant monsters, I'm going to I'll give inspiration. Hang in there, I know you're scared. You can do this.
Maybe tell the rest of your party what you did so somebody doesn't go and attack one.
Suspenseful moment.
Yeah, you know. I think Dave was trying to say that that Malik yelled it out, so.
Got it. Noted. Love it.
Okay, good.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Solana. So, what is Solana doing?
So Solana will... Jeez. I thought you meant after this battle, not after that turn.
Oh, no,
Sorry.
no worries. I can have a run for that. No problem.
No, it's fine. I got it.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought that.
Uh,
Silly.
DM wasn't clear.
Does she even... Oh, she's got a lot of stuff to hit things with. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna have Solana cast Poison Spray on the restrained one.
Okay, so poison spray is a 10-foot range. She'll have to get right up in front of it.
Okay.
So she can make it easy enough. I mean, 5, 10, yeah.
There
5,
we
10,
go.
15, 20. Yep, and that's within range for it. So
Okay.
it makes a Constitution save. And it fails. So
Woohoo.
as she walk up and just this spray of poison envelops this thing's face. You can hear it gasp and wheeze, and it was not looking too hot to begin with, and that puts that one completely out of its misery.
This is the best. Yes. Ha! Take that, Mr. Birdie. That's my Solana impression.
Okay, that'll bring us over to Devon then.
So, can I use a melee attack? Can I reach the bird thing that hit me? Is I moving closer to it?
Yeah, it's right in your face. It came down and literally took a bite and 2 claw swipes at you. It's as close as it can be.
Alright, then I'm going to try to hit it even though I'm pretty shaken up. With swords.
Okay.
And sharp objects.
With weapons.
Okay. Okay, so the first one's going to miss. Oh, actually, if you want to, you can use, you do have Bardic Inspiration. You can try rolling, see if that'll change anything. That's up to you.
No, because I Frighten gives me disadvantage, right?
Right.
On attack rolls.
So you've gotten 11 right now.
Right. No, I'm going to leave it.
Okay.
Because I still got 2 more, so.
Okay. So that one is going to hit. Okay. Okay, and the third one will miss as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to hit once then.
Okay. Okay, and then you're staying where you are?
I am staying where I am.
Okay. And that'll bring us over to Quen.
Yes. Quen will run over the other way, say, "Well done, Solana. You really did it." And we'll run this way, 5, 10, and we'll, again, I'll just use Firebolt on the one that's close to Devonay and I.
Okay. And that will hit, so go ahead and roll your damage. 14 points of damage. Bloody heck, that's an effective spell.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
It like leveled up at like level 5 for me.
So as you fire off a firebolt into this creature right in front of Devonay, it lets out a cry and now whips its head over, looking between you and Devonay. Okay.
Come and get it!
And you're staying where you are at that point?
Yeah, I don't have any more movement.
Okay. That'll bring us up to this guy here, who's currently 30 feet up in the air. So let's see. And Malik, you said you were telling him to protect you from the other ones, or?
But he came after us.
Dave, all I got was he came after us.
Okay. I'm your friend. They're my friends. Friends of a friend is a friend. I don't know why this guy's bothering us. But.
Okay. So let's see here. So, and so this is the one that has thrown its javelin. It doesn't have the movement to get down to that one. So it is actually going to move over here to where, actually you can't even get that far given its height. It's going to swoop down and get to right about here, which is as close as it can get from its height, and it doesn't have its javelin because it chucked it and missed throwing it at Quen. This one is 15 feet up, likewise does not have its javelin. So I was going to come over, can get a little closer, but is still out of range of its buddy over there.
Maybe use the weapons of communication.
I'll say go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, given they're regarding you as friendly. The one immediately to your left sort of looks over at you. It just sort of says, but we're hungry. And if you're not food, then he is food.
There's a dead one already over there. He's food.
Two of us. Two food.
I mean, as long as we're clear on the point that he's food and not any of us are food.
At least for the next 59 minutes and 50-odd seconds.
Plenty enough time for a tea party and a talk about an old woman named Nanny Poo Poo.
So,
My turn.
So that brings us to...
I mean, that's not even a turn.
Actually try to pin this thing in to help Devaney out some and start hacking away at it. And let's see, 2 scimitar attacks. Okay, and both of those will hit. And that will actually bring down the last currently hostile one
Oh,
in the group. Dragonbait, hearing Malik say that those were friends, wouldn't do anything. Is there anything else the party would be doing to deal in terms of combat, or are you guys... Malik?
pretty sure I clearly instructed that these guys were friends. So, I think we're good.
Okay.
Good job,
Anyone-
buddies.
Anyone else? Quen slash Solana, Devaney? You'd all be going along with it?
This up for me.
Oh yeah, I go along with anything Melik says. Always, totally.
Malik, what's your plan?
We can all eat, and then we could ask them about Nanny Poo Poo. She was the one blaming them for the city, wasn't she?
That she was.
Like, chat between friends, get some real answers, see what Nanny Poo Poo was all about.
I would still like
And,
to check out where these guys were flying in and out of. Maybe we can get more information on that as well.
In about 58 minutes.
Okay, so as you guys are... oops, wrong. In the initiative orders, you guys have managed to make your way through with apparently 2 somewhat newfound friends.
Psst, Melik, how
Yes.
long are they gonna go along with this?
About 57 more minutes.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
That was...
You
This one
got your
starts out-
hourglass out?
Do both at the same time?
Yeah, I can't hear. Oh.
Yeah, Dave, you're going a little in and out. I think we're just having some minor technical difficulties.
Sometimes with the internet here, my Discord likes to blip.
So as the two of them sort of drag the bodies over to sit around sort of the communal hangout for all the friends. And as you guys are just sitting there and you watch these two things literally just start ripping into each other, so to speak. What is what's the group's plan?
How are we doing on food, by the way?
What'd you say?
Doing on food, by the way. Like, do I need to ask these guys for a go bag?
Do we still have jerky left over?
Oh yeah, no, you guys have had between what Solana's been cooking up and from the creatures you've been running into, you're easily still pretty good on food.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, sorry if I ask you a couple of questions. I mean, we were just kind of heading out. Actually, we were passing through, so I mean, we're gonna skedaddle pretty quick. But I just wanted to, like, kind of catch up, see how things are going.
So is the one on the northern side of you. Seems to be the one that's doing more of the talking. Looks over at you in between, ripping chunks of flesh off the body in front of him. Is like, yeah. What do you want?
Well, I didn't. Anyways, so like we were walking through the area, and there is this old lady named like a nanny poo poo. Do you know her?
Hag.
Like, she was rude.
No, hag, not woman.
Oh, as in like a witch?
Yes.
Oh, there was like this big old pile of skulls. Was that her?
Skulls were here before us. We believe was her.
So there was nobody in the city when y'all got here either.
Oh. Only poo poo. Only hag.
Poo poo, yeah. Yeah, because we stopped by there and chatted with her. She tried to pin it on you guys, but I was like, no way that was you guys. What the worst.
Survive.
We did have to get rid of poo poo, so damn it.
No, you're back. You had to get rid of poo poo. I heard you that time. What?
Okay. About her. She's gone, by the way. Friends of mine actually took her out. So, hag, right? Am I right?
Now more people come. More food.
So, speaking of, now that the land's like property value has gone up, like, where are you guys flying in and out of these days?
Cave on cliff.
Cool. I'm gonna turn to Devaney really quick and be like, is that all you wanted to know, or is there anything else I should ask?
I think that's all we were interested here.
Anything else?
I can't think of anything. Anybody else?
What was the question? I spaced out. I'm so sorry.
To ask?
Anything else you want to know from the weird?
Oh, no. You already asked her about Nanny Poo Poo.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm glad to know that everything is going great up here for you guys. We're gonna keep going. your meal. Thank you so much again for the assist. And catch you on the flip.
Thank you for food. Hardy starts to move. You hear a rather noxious-sounding belch from the one from the southern section who hasn't said much. As you sort of turn and glance, you see they've really sort of torn it. He hasn't been talking, so he's really got a chance to tear into that other one.
That's good. That's great. Okay, guys. Yeah, let's peace.
Just one point. If we are going to go into that cave, we're leaving these two out here, and it takes us longer than an hour. I'm not sure I want these guys coming in and surprising us at some point.
Have this discussion a little bit further away from where they are right now, because I see your point. I'm gonna ask them real quick. One more thing before I go. Are there any more of you guys? Like, how much food do you guys need? I can see if I can point some unsuspecting folks your way. You know, a little bit of a snack here or there.
Well, many a nest. Need 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and need 16, 20 foods.
With one food per each. Okay, got it. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I know a city up north. Tons of people looking for tourism. Point them right down here. It's right nearby. Don't worry.
Foods. Yeah.
Okay.
Decides to silence Melik once more.
Stephanie, there's like 40 of them.
That's a lot. If we're going to go in there, maybe a sneaky way in?
First off, I'm going to repeat my last point, which is let's leave this area.
Oh, fine. Let's go then.
Has Solana been able to recreate the bug cream?
Well, let's see here. Do me a favor. Actually, Gwen, does Solana have the herbalism kit added on their tool on her tool proficiencies?
Nope. Oh wait, yes, herbalism kit.
Oh, okay. Do me a favor. Go ahead and let's make. Go ahead and click on that and make a roll. Okay. So, during the last long rest, after you guys got a little sort of roughed up by Nanny Poo Poo, Solana spent her time during the long rest looking up ways on how to trying to figure out how to recreate the insect repellent. And given what she's learned so far with that role, she seems to be pretty confident that if she goes down to into the jungle and finds the proper ingredients, she can probably make enough insect repellent for maybe 2-3 people tops per day that she goes and actively searches for ingredients to do it.
Would
Alright, guys,
we be able to help her out in searching for that kind of thing so she can make it for more?
It's a combination. She's got to find the ingredients, but it's the time it takes to make it.
I'm down for assisting Solana in getting the ingredients and making enough to make, like, what, a week's worth? 2 weeks worth?
Okay, so you'd be looking at burning some time to do it, but you can definitely do it if that's what the group wants to do.
How long would it take?
She can make about enough for 2 or 3 people a day. If you guys are burning the entire day searching, I'll say if we double or triple it, you can get anywhere between, depending on the rolls, 6 to 9 doses. So you figure there's let me close line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, Zaka seems to be carrying on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So currently there's 5 of you that are in need of it.
I think Quen says that he thinks we should go to the city and buy some, and then have Solana make us them as we go through the jungle to the city. In the city, we can stock up on things. We can see what we can collect information too. I guess also.
What does Azaka think?
Oh, as you guys are discussing this, and actually, Mr. Producer, I'll say let's bounce us along and follow the floating players, floating player flag. Is if we travel due east, we can make it to Firefinger, and then it's just a simple trip up the river Tiriki to have you right back in Port Nyanzaru if that's where you plan on heading.
But how many days will it take us to get there?
Let's see.
Looking at the map, it looks like it's just as far to get to Firefinger as to Port Nyanzaru.
Yeah, it's about
Unless
6 of
taking
1.
the river won't make it faster.
Might even be shorter to Firefinger.
So from where you are currently, you're figuring. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're looking, if you travel at a normal pace like you guys have been, based on the information Azaka has given you and Solana's experience so far in the jungle, estimate about a week to get to Firefinger. Based on where you are and heading to back to Port. About a week and a half.
I'm looking at this map and I see this port. What would Devaney know about the port?
Which port?
Port Castigliar.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me. Actually, give me a second. Let me check and see what the DM knows about it and see which is going to make the most sense for you to be rolling here. Okay. Okay, go ahead and make a. We'll say either history or survival, whichever is better for you.
Oh, definitely history.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
With that roll, it's a port.
Quen can Quen roll history?
It's up to the group. If one more you
I'm
want, so
just
I'll say go ahead.
wondering if we could buy stuff at that port.
No, but I probably do not.
Okay. Just waiting to see what Quen rolls on.
There we
Okay.
go.
So, Malik, you're much in the same boat as Devaney. It's got port in the name. Port Nyanzaru is a city. It sounds like it's a city.
Port Castellire. Love that place.
Quen, as you're listening to Devaney and Malik sort of go back and forth trying to figure out what they know of the city, you, in fact, know with that role that it is called a port, but it is a port in name only. It is in reality nothing more than a beach that is with a supply building that was abandoned years ago.
So this port isn't really a port as in it's a city. It's a port as in you could land there, or your boat there, but nothing else.
What about Nesro?
Is the whole group of you would remember that when you guys first met with Artis and Dragonbait, he mentioned coming from a city called Mesro that was destroyed.
Oh my
and
gosh.
they were looking for a way to him and Dragonbait were seeking a way to try to bring the city back so he could join his wife.
This whole island is nothing. I forgot.
Yeah. So what if we take a lot more than a day, like a week, and just make balm, and then set out for Firefinger?
I don't think that's too. I mean, okay, Azaka. You're being a real champ bearing with us. What do you think about that?
It's not as if the artifact is going anywhere. It's my family's item. They've had it there since they stole it. As long as you hold up your end of the deal, I see no reason why delay would be harmful. Perhaps not quite so close to the creatures you just charmed into eating their brethren, but as we seem to be taking an awful long time sitting here, and didn't you say you had a limited time before they realized what had happened?
Yeah, it's fair. You know, all your points have been super valid. How long do we think we've been talking for? Hopefully under 57 minutes?
Yeah, at this point you guys have been bickering back and forth a little bit. If I'll say you've probably got about 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour left before that charm wears off.
Supply of insect repellent when we could just spend that time going back to Port Nyanzaru and get even more than we can make here. There's only so much little Solana can even make.
It just takes her time. And honestly, I'd rather spend the time here instead of going back to the port. And then going to Firefinger.
Okay. I kind of agree. I think we'll be safer if we can kind of set up camp and set up a decent like perimeter for the time that we're here than like traveling.
Alright, well I guess it's Camp Skull from now on. Let's do this.
Feels like home.
I'll start decorating.
Well, we should
Okay.
maybe move back down the hill to the base of the waterfall, or away from these winged creatures.
Base of the waterfall, just because it sounds like a hassle. But I definitely suggest the opposite direction.
Yeah, that would work too.
Break.
Okay, so as you guys make your way back to the, again, pretty much booking it double time to make sure you can get there and get some semblance of out of sight before these things come to realization of what's happened here. You guys make your way back to the canoe, and we'll actually take this point to take our break this evening as you guys are packing up the canoe and getting ready to move down toward some work from Solana putting in some serious work with that herbalism kit. Of all days, the day Sarah's not here.
Right, the first time. Oh my gosh.
So once more, Sarah, the herbalism kit much needed tonight, and hey. So thank you very much, everyone, for hanging with us this evening. Digitio being with us all day. Josh, I saw you swing by, and I actually see you're still in here with us, so welcome, Josh. One of our longtime, actually, I think one of our original, if not the original viewer from our Friday night campaign, one who started it all with us. We're going to take a brief, like 3 to 7 minute break, grab refill on our drinks, whatever we may need. We'll be back to continue on our adventure in apparently making bug repellent.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much, Mr. Producer. If you can produce us on over to our commercials, and we'll be back soon. Greetings and welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us during our quick break here. And our group has, we've all ran, grabbed our beverages, did what we needed to. We're back to prepare to set up for the Solana Bug Slime Manufacturing Plant. It seems like the group has a pretty good idea of how they want to spend the next few days, making sure to get enough insect repellent using the finding a nice use for the herbalism kit. So turn it over to the group, who is currently back at the canoe, has been taking a few minutes, sort of rushed, mind you, but getting the skulls out of the canoe, digging the canoe out, and making their way sort of back down the slightly windy path down towards the base of this basically cliff face that you guys climbed the canoe up. Melik, where you're probably one of the few who would really be conscientious of this and looking for it, do me a favor and go ahead and make a perception check for. Okay, so as the group is working basically double time, get the canoe out, make their way down there. As you're looking around up overhead and looking, you don't see any of you don't see those two or any other large winged reptile humanoid in the air above you. So, thinking you're probably okay at the moment.
Cool. Yeah, I think we're in the. I don't know about in the clear, but I think we're. Okay, cool.
Oh, as the group of the six of you make your way back down the to the base of the this little hilly mountainous region. You're back down next to the waterfall that originally stopped you from taking the canoe. What does the group want to do? Are you looking to set up some sort of camp here? Do you want to look for an area further away?
Is this the right spot to commence Solana Incorporated bug manufacturing?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. 'Cause I don't think it'd be a bad idea to go ahead and just take the rest of today and keep moving east. But like, I would wonder if this is like a good area to collect the supplies.
Also, if we camp right next to the waterfall will drown out any noises of things coming to eat us.
Interesting. Yes.
Let's keep moving a little bit more east, and then if Solana finds a particularly good area that she's like so many slime materials, then we can stop there.
Oh, okay. So as you guys often start, sort of banking a little north, so you can get sort of around this, and sort of not climb up towards Mbalan and the cliff face, and making your way east, and travel through pretty much early afternoon into the evening. You let's actually see what our next little point here is. You're sort of making your way around. Come on, click run. There we go. So yeah, as you sort of continue around the cliff face, and then you find yourself actually ending up a little bit more in the into the like heavily wooded jungly area that Solana seems to be a little more confident that you'll have a wider range to of supplies to go hunting for as a group. Well, however you guys are divvying up the duties for said actions.
Okay, cool. A weird idea. So, like, if we want to, do we want to stop here?
Solana seems fairly confident with it. It's up to the group.
If Solana's fine with it, yeah, let's stop here.
Let's do it. Let's unload all this crap here and really hunker down and get this rolling.
Like, My dex is pretty good. I wonder if, since we're gonna be like here for a while, try and set up some traps. Like alert things or like I don't know, of sorts, just for like better protection while we're still here.
Yeah,
I don't know how to resolve that.
So you can definitely make rolls. Give me an idea of what you want to do, and we'll see how we work it out. As you guys are discussing this, seems everyone's comfortable with the area, so we'll just say while you guys are figuring out logistics, Azaka and Dragonbait are taking care of setting up the camp itself.
A team. Either like, since this is kind of like a quiet spot, like maybe like I should make like some little tinkle tankles, like
Bone chimes.
yeah, or wind chimes of some sort. Or I could go with a more like I was gonna say metal. Aggressive route, say maybe like bear trap-esque. This kind of thing.
I like where this is going. So what's the
Idea
party
of
think
making
is
bear traps.
so you're asking the party this, or
Yeah, I'm asking the party this. I'm like, what do you guys think? Like, what kind of trap should I try and make?
maybe like a pit trap, a tripwire trap. I don't think I know any glyphs of warding. Kind of sucks that there's no libraries out here in the jungle, but oh well.
We'll get to
Traps
a
that
city.
cover a larger area but are fairly simple to maintain would be best. A pit trap would take a long time and it'd be harder to reset if something fell in it.
That's a good idea. At least we could have something to alert us, like tripwires with like a bell or something, but then again, any old animal could activate it.
Safe than sorry, I suppose. And if it's any old animal, then we could just eat it. I'm gonna get to work on that.
okay, so you're looking at setting up like some sort of like trip alarm bell type thing.
Essentially, like a series of wires that like go around the camp, and if they're hit, they start like twinkling different like bells. Get like. You ever played the Walking Dead Telltale game?
So
Set up where there were like 4 different bells that were connected to 4 different wires, and whichever bell rang was the wire that got tripped.
okay, so you can definitely set something like this up. One catch to it is you need wire to run it, rope.
Do we have vines?
Make a survival check. So actually, you know what? Do me a favor. Never mind. I have my lazy survival check button. So
Anna.
yeah, Solana. So as Melik starts looking to try to find decent vines, Solana is going to take the first, like, we'll say 20 minutes to half hour to get you a good selection of vines through this wooded area so you can start working on what you want to. And with that roll, she gets you a couple of extras, so if you do mess up on one, there's no additional digging needed.
Perfect.
And do you have, what are you using to make the noise? What do you have for...
I do have is I have a disguise kit. So what I'm thinking about using, guys, kids got like little makeup pots and stuff.
Yeah, we can say sure.
Call that out because I cannot see myself ever being in disguise, considering the fact that I have horns. Using those as twinkle dinkles.
Okay. Oh, definitely doable. Shouldn't be too difficult. So, and you're looking at doing this basically on the axis, so basically 4 around the camp, making sort of a square perimeter around it, or...
Yeah.
Okay. So, go ahead and give me 4, let's see here. Just trying to think what will make this the best option. And while Malik was working on this, Devin A. Quinn, what would you two be?
Quen will get a list of herbs that Solana needs and will write them down and will ask Chi-Chi to assist in identifying these plants so that everyone knows what they look like.
Okay. So, and Devne, what about yourself?
If the tents and those sorts of things are already set up, she will help Solana set up whatever she needs to do with once the supplies are gathered.
Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so for you, Malik, it's not really acrobatics. I guess I'll say sleight of hand because it's better than a straight dex check for you. Okay, and actually, let me rephrase. I need 4 of them because you're doing 4 separate things around.
Good job.
So Melik disappears into the bush for give or take about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Your disguise kit is completely trashed at this point.
I deleted it.
Yeah, all your little makeup pots, all the little metal containers, brushes, anything like that. You have managed to jury rig within, we'll say, about 10-15 feet border around your camp. If anything comes through, they'll ting the bells on basically, we'll call it the 4 cardinal sides of your camp. But again, you're not going to be trampled in. A dinosaur is not going to walk through this, 3 or 4 foot space.
Right. No, we'll see that one coming. This is more for like, I don't know, hordes of smaller things.
Yeah. So, okay, you're all set with that. Quen, do me a favor. Go ahead and make a survival check with advantage for me. And then, Devonade, there's actually no check needed on yours. Oh my god. And I'd just like to point out, Digitio has called out and specified to have the tripwire set up to the alchemy jug filled with mayonnaise, as nobody looks stealthy covered in mayonnaise. Quen, it takes Chi-Chi about an hour and a half. Basically, Chi-Chi and Melik show up back in the actual campsite proper about the same time. But Chi-Chi's managed to find all the different ingredients that Solana said that she would need in order to start making this. So you've now got basically one full batch to make 1 dose. Because Chi-Chi just went looking, and with that roll really didn't really didn't get much, but got enough so everybody can see it. So who's ever going out to search at that point finds it. And Devaney, you and Solana have no problem setting up the little herbalism station, basically right inside at the entrance of her tent, so it can stay dry if it starts to pour rain. And this point, you guys have traveled through most of the remainder of the day, set up camp for the evening, got your bells and alarms and everything set up, got your herbalism kit set up. Are you guys planning on working through the night? Gonna take a rest, start first thing in the morning? What's the party's plan?
I think we fought pterodactyls today, so we deserve some sleep. We've got a week of work ahead of us.
Start in the morning.
Quen agrees, and Quen will take first watch if it comes to that.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Quinn, you said you take first watch and what?
Oh, if it comes to that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyone else interested in taking a watch before you just start assigning it to people?
Devaney will take last watch.
Okay.
Well, one of you guys, why can I never remember that girl's name? Azaka can take one. Okay, I'll take second.
Okay, so we have Malik taking second. We'll give Azaka third. And it's completely up to you, Quen. You can either have...
Matt, I think I missed that part.
Not a problem. I said it's up to you. You can either have first watch or I can assign it to Dragonbait.
Quen will have first watch.
Okay, so go ahead. I need a perception check from everyone. Where is Zaka? Holy wow, Quen.
Are peeled tonight. It's the bells, for sure.
You know? Okay. So as you guys proceed to set up and take watch for the evening, you guys buzz through a couple hours. Is there anything in specific anyone would want to be doing during their watch?
I might ask Solana, does she have was Gizzard the only one that had like woodworking tools?
Yeah. He left, he also had leatherworking tools that he gave to Devaney, and I believe a couple of you said Devaney gave them to Solana when Solana was working on the egg bag, right?
Yeah, they went with the bag, so I gave them all
Okay.
to her.
Okay.
Yeah, so Solana's got leatherworking tools from Gizzard.
Leatherworking tools to make a bear trap. Just for fun.
Well, she did finish the bag, so you sort of get much the same sideways look you're giving yourself as you're going, I really don't have a clue how this is even going to work. But yeah, but yeah, Solana will hand it over to you with no problem.
I'm trying to make this particular episode the most MacGyver episode that has ever graced Twitch.
So, and Digitio also said if you run out of vines, docile snakes make wonderful vines as well. Don't know how you'd string one up to the bell and get it to hold still, but hey, you know.
It's like a lot of repetitious charm persons. Chill.
Okay, so and do you have anything? So you've got the leatherworker's tools. Do you have any sort of leather or anything to work with short of your armor?
I have fancy clothes.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not wearing.
No.
I just picked them up a while back.
So yeah, if you want to go ahead and make a so you have the tools, but you're not proficient with them. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll say the tools, because normally the tools would give you advantage on a roll. You're using them for something so out in left field. I'd normally say that would be disadvantage because it's not leather. So go ahead and make a straight. Again, I'm going to call it sleight of hand because it gives you an extra +1 to it rather than just a straight dex. Yeah, so do a sleight of hand plus your. You're shut off. No more rolling tonight for you. as before you go to take your rest in Quen's watch, you talk to Solana, get your stuff. Quen takes the first watch, and your little alarm kits, everything goes through beautifully. No one hears anything. It's just a peaceful night in the jungle. Malik, as you get woken up and start your watch and start working on this insane leather fancy cloth bear trap. And for the and before our viewers ask, dear God, no, I do not know how this will function, but bloody hell, rolled a freaking 21, so it'll work. Well, it gets
belt buckles.
It gets made. We'll see what happens if something runs through it, but as our bard has now created some monstrosity of a trap to. So basically, and I'll phrase this because I don't have any other idea how you would do this with leather and cloth, is basically a oversized bastardization of a snare trap. Like the ones you'd use to catch a rabbit leg running through it. Basically something like that nature, but made a little larger because of the clothing you're using it. Now, are you putting this outside of your alarm system or inside the alarm system? Say to who? Outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Pick a direction. North, south, east, west.
East.
Okay. Just because it's a little different here, so I'm rolling for everything. And we'll just call this okay. So as your watch comes to a close, is again you don't hear anything, and you spend most of your watch actually working on this bear trap and actually taking off from camp for a few minutes to go set it up out there on the eastern section, and then come back. And you're feeling mighty confident with all the traps you've built today. You had no problem just walking away from camp, leaving it empty. You come back, everything's still fine. You wake Azaka up. Azaka wakes Devaney up. Rest of the day, rest of the watches pass through. Devaney, anything in specific you'd be doing in yours?
No, just regular.
Okay. So morning comes to Malik. Go ahead and roll a d20 for. Okay. So as the morning comes to, everyone wakes up. You guys start, doing your morning rituals, getting your meal together. What is everyone's plan for the day? Who's doing what?
I mean, I think we're all on board for trying to help Solana get this thing done.
Yeah. Well, Quen has no experience of doing anything in nature, but he does know his way around a lab and recording results and doing science whatever things. So he's gonna do that with Solana and assist her.
Okay, so we've got Quen assisting Solana.
I think everybody that can should go out and gather ingredients, because that seems to be the slow part of this. And
There's
using
one
the
person-
samples that we got, it should make it a little bit easier, because we all know what it looks like now.
Like the word that I'm looking for, like a base. Like, you know how a lot of like lotions are like, or otherwise based or cream based or something. Is there a base that we can use the alchemy jug for?
Oh, let me grab my damn thing and let's see here.
Mayonnaise
We can
based.
try to. You know what? Just because.
Wait, could
let's
the
see.
alchemy jug be able to transform into the insect repellent? Because it's like a gel. It's like a thick, oily gel, isn't it?
The alchemy jug has a very specific list of things it's capable of. Let me just see. Actually, do I have it stored? You guys got that prior to me bringing this over. Item. Nope. Okay, give me a second. Let me find the alchemy jug in here. Let's see. I will check on that for next time. It doesn't specify here. Oh yeah, but because let me take a look at sorry, jumping between books here. My apologies, viewers. Just want to make sure I'm not cooking my group over nothing. Let's see.
The cursory responses. Why is mayonnaise in the alchemy jug? Like, why not? Why you gotta be a buzzkill like that, Google? And especially that 2 gallons of mayonnaise. Because why?
Mayonnaise is oily, right? It's kind of like a balm.
Yeah. So you can definitely use the alchemy jug to create a base for it, because it says looking at this, the insect repellent is if you're using the salve, it's an odorless grease. So I'd say for all purposes, you could use the alchemy jug. It doesn't list grease specifically.
I was gonna say, anybody have the grease spell?
Yes, but he's not here. He's far away and somewhere north of Neverwinter.
Darn.
Yeah, so I'll say for all purposes though, it says you can create you can create oil in it, which is a quart of oil. And so I'll say you can easily use the alchemy jug to create grease to use as a base for it. Likewise, if you don't want to go that route and you want to try creating the incense, you would just be making dry. The checks would be the same. It's all based on what the group wants to do.
Well, the salve lasts longer, right?
The single gourd of the salve that you were using, that you purchased, each gourd had 20 things, which lasted for 20 days. The blocks of incense only lasted 8 hours. The blocks were cheaper, but money's not an issue now. You're trying to make it.
I still think since we're like trying to make it and we're trying to make it last until we get back to Port Nyanzaru, that a longer lasting substance is going to be better. And it like limits the amount of ingredients we need. I don't know.
And the amount of stuff we have to carry around while we're walking around.
So I think using what we have is a good idea.
Okay, so we've got we have Quen and at camp getting everything ready, or is everyone going out in the first search?
I think Quen had some pushback around assisting Solana, so he will go and search as well with the help of Chi-Chi.
Okay. So, and how is the group going? Are you all going as one? Is everyone sort of spider webbing out? Are you going, half and half? what's your plan exactly? How are you guys planning on working this?
I don't plan on going more than a mile away from camp.
Okay.
Yeah, stay close as possible to camp, and if we are gonna fan out, make sure you can see at least one person.
I think if Quinn, you don't mind just going with Chi-Chi, we've got an even number. 2, 2, and
Chi-Chi
2.
and I can handle it.
If you count Chi-Chi, you've got an odd number. Because you have Quen, Solana, Melik, and Devaney, Azaka, and Dragonbait. Is 6.
Staying back, isn't she?
Who?
Solana is staying at our camp.
She can or she can't. It's up to the group and Solana. Right now, she has enough ingredients to make a single dough.
Oh, okay. I think somebody should stay back at the camp.
Okay, so we'll leave Solana back where she's the
What I'm saying. I'll stay back at the camp because my nature is deplorable. Solana with the good nature can go out and find the ingredients that she needs, and I'll hang out with the bells.
Okay. So we have Melik staying back at camp. Then we have
Be loud if I'm in trouble.
okay, so we have Quen and Chi-Chi going off in their direction. We have Devaney, Azaka, Dragonbait, and Solana. The other 4 break. They all just sort of splintering. What's the plan?
Yeah, I like Melik's pair idea. So if everyone wants to come with me, we can go one direction, and the other 2 can go the other direction.
2 out of the other 3 are NPCs, and the third ain't here. So it's
How's
it's
Azaka's
Devaney's call.
nature?
How's Azaka's nature? Let's take a look here. I don't think hers is great. She doesn't have a bonus to nature, so her nature is actually what's nature? Is a wisdom. It's a +1.
At least one good person in each squad, but if that can't happen, I don't know what
Devaney, what's your
Mine's
nature?
a +3.
And Dragonbait's is a +3.
But Solana would be with Azaka, and Solana's good at nature.
Okay, so we've got you and Dragonbait and Solana and Azaka.
Sure.
Okay. So I'll say for
I'll give you some bardic inspiration. Like, you're gonna have such great peepers out there. Take a D8 if you need it.
okay, so for actually I'll roll Solana's where Quen's on. So for Devaney and Quen, I need you both to roll survival checks with advantage as you have aid from your respective partner. Then lazy survival macro for Solana. Okay. Oh wait, gotta roll advantage for
I have good nature, not good survival.
Oh wait, that's why did I say? Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant nature. Don't go ahead. Go ahead and roll a nature. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I misspoke. So and Solana's actually better with survival. So, and she did okay on hers. So, as you guys splinter off now, just to make sure, which direction are you guys going?
I'll go north.
Okay.
North.
Okay, so you guys are both heading north, and we'll have we're gonna just flip a coin. Odds for Solana, she's going west. Even, she's going east. East it is. Okay. So as you guys all head out, okay, let's see here. Alrighty then. So as you guys are all sort of splintered out and roaming around, as Devonay and Dragonbait and Quen and Chi-Chi, you both sort of head off north at slight angles away from the center of camp. So one of you is a little more west, one's a little more east, so you're not searching in the exact same area, and start going through and looking for this. And you guys go through, take about, we'll say a couple of hours to locate everything that you guys need. Let's see. Okay, 15, 22, and... What the heck did I roll a D? Okay, that was right, auto even. I was confused myself on what I was looking at. Okay. So as you guys spend a couple of hours and start coming back into camp, Quen, you actually did pretty good. You met with your roll, you actually managed to find basically enough ingredients that with the base back at camp, Solana should be able to make a full 3 doses worth of the insect bug repellent. Devonay, with yours, you managed to come up with the same. Solana was a little rougher as she's making her way back, as she managed to come up with 2. So you guys are going to get enough to at least get it rolling and get about 8 doses of the stuff here. Devonay, though, as you're starting to head back to camp, and let me grab my book here so I can read you what you're seeing. You see a rather slick, somewhat slimy trail running from basically northeast and southwest on a diagonal between you and camp that was not there when you came through this way an hour and a half or 2 hours ago.
Can I tell the direction the slime has moved?
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Is it going to show up?
Not as of yet.
I'll click it again.
Okay. Okay. So as you're looking at it, and given you're with Dragonbait and you guys are all sort of paired off and working on this, will give you advantage on it. It looks like it was coming from the your northeast and traveling southwest, the slightly more flared southerly direction. Doesn't look like it's in any direct risk of entering the camp, but it does seem to be at least in this neck of the woods.
Alright, so whatever it is, I'll take note that it's in the Vin City and step over the slime and continue heading back to camp.
Okay. So as you guys all sort of cluster back to camp and gather your ingredients together, and Solana pulls everything in, and Quen, you said you're going to be helping Solana manufacture all this?
Yes, I can provide an extra pair of hands. No one should have to do anything by themselves.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and have Solana make a herbalism kit check with advantage where you're helping out here. Thank God for your help.
Yeah, I'm helping.
You really are, because it looked like Solana was just going to take the ingredients and dump them in the alchemy jug. So as you guys get everything set up, and Solana is a little distracted after being out in the jungle and working on this. Solana starts going to town on working on these, and Solana's pretty much booked up now for the good chunk of the afternoon at this point into the evening working. As the rest of you have made your way back into camp, what would you all be doing while this is going on?
I'm gonna go check my trap.
Okay. So as you head out east from the camp, back out to where you set up your trap, and you're looking around, you find the trap. It doesn't seem to have been disturbed as of yet.
Okay,
Still
I'm
in
gonna
good.
go back.
That's
Looks
a
like
good
it's
thing.
okay, but nothing's been nothing caught as of yet.
Right.
So as you're walking back to camp, though, and actually let me just double check here. Do me a favor, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
How many slugs are there? Jeez and Pete's.
Yeah, Devaney will have told everybody in camp that she saw a slimy trail.
Okay. So as you're looking around, as you're basically trying to be a little alert for strange slime trails, you see about 10 or 12 feet in front of you, sort of hanging from a vine in the tree, there is a constrictor snake. This posed, it looks like it's waiting for something.
Okay. Rope. It looks like it's waiting for something.
Yep. It's just perched there, sort of on the vine, head out.
I'm gonna my little setup here.
Hmm.
Okay, not into that. I'm gonna walk into camp and I'm gonna ask Solana real quick if she could talk to snakes. No. First.
Yes, we're trying Digitio, it's not working.
Hello? Am I back?
Yep, you're back.
I'm gonna ask Azaka if she can talk to snakes.
Okay. So
Solana's busy.
Zaka gives you sort of a funny look as, no, I do not have the skill for that.
Thanks anyways. Oh, yeah, I saw a big one right outside camp.
Just a regular, not a jumbo.
Okay, sorry, that was me a little bit. I don't like snakes, so I kind of project it. But back in the right headspace now. It was a regular snake. It looked like it was waiting for something. Is that like a thing that happens?
But Azaka sort of looks at you for a second and says, well, they will sit there until something comes within striking distance and then bite it.
I think I was freaking out about nothing. I think I just hate snakes. But anyways. Hi.
Okay. This gives you sort of a strange look again, like, these people.
We all have our fears.
So as you guys are, as Solana and Quen are still working away for me, Quen, go ahead and have Solana make another herbalism kit check with advantage for me. Okay, so Pretty dang good here. Okay. And then just check here. So as you guys are working away, let's see. Actually, you're doing this. So now that the group is back together again, what would Devaney? What would you and Melik be doing while this is going on?
Is there still hours of light?
You might have maybe an hour, hour and a half tops at this point, as you guys have come back to camp after. About midday, Solana's started working furiously with Quen, crafting this stuff. If it's something you wanted to do earlier, we can retroactive it. But
No, I was just wondering if there was still enough time to go out and find more, but I don't think so.
Realistically, if you wanted to go out and take a search, you can say, okay, I want to go out and search for an hour. It'll bump the DC a little bit for you, but you can definitely make the effort and still be back in time before dark settles in.
For some sweet fruit or something as a treat.
No, I don't think it's worth it for just an hour or so, especially because I'm not good at that sort of thing. So, wander around camp, throwing a hand here or there if I can, but
Okay. So as
not much.
as the evening starts to come to a close, and you guys have again, you're still set up in camp. How are you guys handling watches for this evening?
The second.
Okay, so we got Melik volunteering for second.
Devaney will take the last watch.
Oh,
Okay.
dinner.
What?
What did we have for dinner?
Jerky!
I'm gonna eat all of mine. I'm gonna pocket some of it.
Okay. You guys have like 100 pounds of it, so you really don't have to worry about squirreling it away. You can go get an extra ration or two of jerky.
Maybe I just want to swirl it. I just like living life on the edge.
So you're trying to sneakily stealth it away?
No, I'm just gonna take some turkey.
Okay,
I'll
so
make myself.
we will have Solana take first watch, because that's typically what Solana would do. And Quen, do you want to watch, or you want me to give it to Azak?
I want to watch.
Okay. So go ahead and make a perception check for me. That'll make a third watch yours. Okay. So we got okay, we have Malik at a 16, one at 19, beautiful. And then Devaney, if you can give me a perception check as well for your watch. And oh, wow, everyone did pretty good tonight. Okay. Okay. So as you guys have your camp set up here, and like we said, about 15 feet out or so, you have your alarm wires set on the whatchamacallit, we'll say on the I cannot think of my words.
Perimeter?
You have your perimeter set up, everything looking good. What would everyone be doing on their watch? So Solana just be taking a break from her I actually should say I'm sorry, Quen, I forgot I needed one last herbalism kit roll because I only had you do 2 out of so Solana manages to. You guys had collected enough to make 8 doses. With your help, Quen, she successfully made 8 full doses. So all I'll say is you guys have moved in to make things a little easier. You guys have been consolidating the different gourds that you guys bought, and she's just starting to refill up some of the empty gourds you guys had.
Nice, love
So
it.
she's got 8 doses left out of your first day's worth of work. So do me a favor, somebody mark that down. That's basically just over a week's worth of doses for one person. So
All right.
is for Melik, Quen, and Devaney, is there anything you guys would be doing?
Quen will just take his time. He's feeling a little tired after working so hard all day long, so he will kind of do minimal watch things.
Okay. Devaney, anything on yours, or Melik?
Alex gonna take that jerky and put it on his trap.
Okay.
Nothing out of the ordinary for Devon.
Okay. As you guys are going through your watch, Devaney, is your as Quen's woken you up for your watch, and let's see here. Actually, give me a second. I gotta here. Okay. Okay. So I apologize. Your GM apparently cannot type this evening. Try that again. There we go. Okay, so Devaney, as you take your watch and you start going through, and everything seems to be going nice and smooth to start out. You're doing your typical watch thing, sort of circling the perimeter. And as you're looking around, as you start coming up, when you do, basically when you're running your perimeter watch, how would Devaney be doing this? Would this be, a clockwise, counterclockwise?
It would be one way or the other around in a circle, but not necessarily the same way every single time. So, you get to the top of the clock and you might go counterclockwise, or you get to the top of the clock and go clockwise twice, or, generally in a circle, but not
always just a little
habitually in
change.
one direction.
Okay. So as you're starting to loop around, so you as you're circling through and start turning to go on your watch, you notice the sun is barely starting to creep over. You figure dawn is just an hour, maybe a little less away. You're getting that same heavy, sort of misty, humid rain that you've always get. And you start to see fog roll in. A deep, heavy, low gray fog just starting to move in towards the camp.
It's just a gray fog.
That's what Devaney's seeing at the moment, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Does this fog seem aggressive?
Have we seen
That's-
this fog before? It's not like the blue fog.
So, let's see here. Let me just. Saying I'm just sure exactly what I saw here specifies. So, okay. Okay, no, I'm sorry. It is a blue-gray fog. So while it does not look aggressive, Devonay, it is somewhat familiar to you.
Is
That's
it
one.
closing in from all sides?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me. As now you're sort of scrambling each side, looking at the camp to see where it's coming from. As you're running through and looking at it, you notice it's. Oops. You run over, you look, it's creeping up from. Looks to be three sides. The north and the south have a pretty solid chunk. As you're running again, sort of looping and just checking each side, bobbing it back and forth. You're looking like a good portion of the north and south of the camp are pretty well covered with it, and the west side is a little patchier, but it's moving in. As you run over to the east, you don't see as much.
Does it go all the way to the ground, or is it floating a little bit?
It's pretty much hugging the ground. If you're guessing it without wanting to get too close to it, as you're somewhat familiar with it, as it slowly is moving towards the camp, and you're going through and you're sort of walking the perimeter, and you're out near where Melik had set up the alarms, which is about 15 feet away from where you guys set up your tents and whatnot. You're noticing it is starting to creep past the point of the alarms on the three sides you can see it on. And if you had to hazard a guess, you'd say it's maybe 6 inches or a foot off the ground. It doesn't seem to be hanging very high up, but at the same point, it's not dirt on the ground, but it doesn't lead you to believe you could just lay down and have it pass safely over.
All right, yeah, that's what I was wondering. So, do I think at the speed it's moving that I have time to wake up everybody in camp and get them to run in a certain direction? Or is it moving too fast for that?
It's, as you have sort of run around and checked, you're guessing it's moving at about 5 feet every to speak mechanically can make it easier. It's moving at about 5 feet around. So given the people who would be asleep, given Quen would have tranced for the first half, Quen would be up. You could probably get Quen out simply just by yelling. Solana was up at the beginning, so would probably still be trancing. You'd have to actively shake Solana, shake Melik, Dragonbait, and Azaka. So between that 1, 2, 3, 4.
And about how many rounds do I have before it hits the tents?
Given that it's about 15 feet, you've got about 3 rounds before it's on the tent. So you might be, realistically, with how this is creeped in with the unfortunately with this our producer and the fans at home who can see all the GM rolls, the way the rolls went, it's a pretty wide blanket that's coming in, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to shout and start booking it west, because that was the spotty area, was west?
West was spotty, and east was pretty clear as well. So you're pretty, from what you saw, you're pretty sure that if you were to get east,
It would be
you
better
should
than
be.
west.
It would be better than west, in your
Okay, then
opinion.
I'll go.
Yes.
So Quen would be awake, so I'd shout, Quen, purple mist and fog. Go run east, fast, and I just take off without waiting to see if Quen even comes out of their tent.
Quen opens one eye, catches eyes of that gross, ghostly fog. Does it have a smell to it?
From where you are outside of it, you don't notice it.
Huh. Alright.
And I'm going
GG.
to be
Huh?
dashing until I'm
Yeah.
outside of the fog area.
Alright.
Okay.
I don't see anybody else moving, do I? I just saw.
No, as Devaney shouts, and you sort of, again, you were trancing early, you're in your tent relaxing, you hear the scream, you stick your head out, and you nearly get plowed over as Devaney is just booking it full sprint east. You don't see anybody else. You can go look in tents if you want to, but as you're poking your head around, you can see the fog closing in on 3 sides.
Okay, well, shit. Who, who's sleeping next to me? Who are my neighbors? It's like, I'd probably be sleeping next to Melik and Solana on either side of me, like, our tents would be on either side. So I would I know I can get Solana up, and then we can both just try and grab Melik.
Okay. So so you run over, jump into Solana's tent to try to awake her. Give me a second here. We've got a
And I'll use my prestidigitation to, like, magnify my voice and, like, boom it out in the area, in the camp area, to wake everybody
okay.
out.
So go ahead and Devaney's gone. So as you're well, actually, is prestidigitation an action or a bonus action? Because to wake Solana, that would be an action to actually shake her awake.
Are we in turn order right now?
It's, for lack of a better term, I'll say yes, because this is approaching at basically it's 5 feet every 6 seconds. So there's no combat going on, but Devaney ran, so everything you do now falls under that type of a thing where you've got action, bonus action, movement, and then at that point it's another 5 feet closer.
Okay, yeah, well, I will spend an action waking up Solana, get her up. That'll take probably 6 seconds, and then once we're out of her tent, I'll cast prestidigitation to magnify my voice to get it out, and then spend the next 6 seconds walking to Malik's tent with Solana, either like trying to rouse him for a second and then literally just pulling on him with Solana up, because he probably won't wake up.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, so as you get Solana up and you guys move, and at this point the fog is creeped in. It's now starting to touch the back sides of the tents as you've dragged Solana up. You've got everything going. You've cast prestidigitation, and yelled out. So you're going to say, let's see here. Melik, go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage as you're currently unconscious. We'll see if you wake up before that. You are completely out of it. Prestidigitation did nothing for that shout waking you. Give me a second. I'm just going to check and see what we deal with for the other two. Okay, where are you, NPCs? Okay. Dragon bait. Okay, so dragon bait perception and Azaka. Okay, so let's see how those two made out. Okay, dragon bait woke up. Azaka did not. So as you've now shouted, okay, dragon bait is up and is stepping out of the tent as you're charging into Melik's tent.
Yes, correct. That is the right order.
Okay. So at this point we have... This is now moved in. It's been 3 rounds. This has been... Okay. So we've got this area in. Okay, so as you are in and you're grabbing and you are using your action to shake Melik awake.
Well, first we shake him, but then we just probably will end up just pulling him up.
Okay, so you two are just basically trying to carry, so Melik's not waking, you guys are just dragging him out?
Yeah, we're just like gonna start dragging him. We're just, yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
So,
we had to go, like yesterday.
do me a favor, go ahead and make a strength check with advantage. You can use either yours or Solana's, where you've got the two. You don't know which one he has the better strength.
Can we both roll? Because we'll probably be carrying him together, like one.
Well, right, that's it.
each thing.
You can either both make a straight check, or one of you can do it with advantage. Whichever way you prefer to.
Okay, well, Solana does not have a -1 to strength, so I will use Solana.
Okay. So as you shake Melik and start trying to wake him, and Solana's basically just dragging Melik out of the tent and trying to move. Okay. I'm going to say for okay, for Yukon, I'm going to say make a I'll say make a dex check with advantage. Because as you guys are dragging Melik as Melik's waking up, okay, and
That's like the
Melik
second
is...
time that advantage did nothing.
Yeah, you know, it's not advantage is not helping you tonight. Okay. Melik, as you're being woken up and dragged out, make a straight dexterity check, and Quen, can you make a straight dexterity check for Solana as well? Holy heck. Okay. So
I'm good with my hands. What can I say?
you're good with your hands, legs, or something. So you are actually as this cloud, as you're jostled awake by Quen and Solana. Solana's trying to drag you along, and Quen's trying to pull you, sort of shake you awake. You open your eyes and you can see this blue mist starting to creep in the back of your tent. The three of you start to take off running. And let's see here. As the three of you manage to get out, and dragon bait was not quick enough, and nobody woke Azaka. So the 4 actual prime party members have all managed to get out of the campsite, and are now all sort of huddled over next to over near Melik's bear trap. Which, while you're over there, Melik, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Or actually roll 2 d20 because you put some bait in there. Okay, as you managed to run over there, and we'll find out what you found what you find in there in just a moment, as I have to see what has now happened to your let's see.
For longer. It's
Your,
okay.
people here. Let's see. Well, actually, I'm going to say probably nothing to dragon bait with a constitution like that. Holy hell. And this one as well. You guys picked the right people to abandon if their stats work the way they should.
Really rough way to put it, but yeah.
Okay, and apparently you did. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so Dragonbait is just sleeping. He's okay. He has no idea that anything at all is going on. Okay. Let's see. Do me a favor. Actually, I'll say Quen, where you're the one who managed to get 2 out of the 4 members who were definitely just took off running.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
you out.
Go ahead and roll a D100 for me. Okay. Alrighty then. So that will be mighty interesting first thing in the morning. So
No.
as currently our group has all sort of clustered around over near where you had set up your little trap here, and as you guys sort of cluster and you're watching from the distance, do me a favor, Devaney, where you are full sprint dashing, make a dexterity check for me. Okay. Now, actually, yeah, Quen, you're the only one who would have heard this, but you, Solana, and Malik all would have noticed as you're afterwards. As Devaney sprinted past you, you heard a little ding, ling, 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 as she tripped the tripvine running, running past. So you heard a little bell jingle. So hey, congratulations, the trap works. And
That's the best.
as for
That's the best news,
Melik's little trap here, as you guys sort of come over and find this creature rather sort of anchored to the side of this rather large tree by this strange concoction of fancy clothing. You see a rather large furred boar
Bacon!
standing about 6.5, 7 feet tall. Two rather
oh, that's such a big boar.
grisly husks pointed out towards you. As you guys watch as it just sort of looks and
That's a huge animal. Solana, what does it say? Does it say anything?
and as Solana goes to look at it, that's where we'll call our end for this evening.
Woo!
With 2 unconscious NPCs abandoned in the mist.
When did everything they cut, okay? I can't
really
blame
did.
everyone.
Quen, you
Got
beat
my
that.
corpse out of there.
Quen, you beat that roll by a 1. I had the DC set on getting out of there at an 8.
Oh my god.
Beat an 8, you get out. And you Dragonbait just snoring through the mist with no clue what's happening. Azak, on the other hand,
I thought Dragonbait woke up. Did I miss that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Dragonbait woke up, but it didn't affect him. That's right. I apologize. Yeah, so Dragonbait's on his way. Just walking out after the group of you through the mist. No effect.
We'll just woke up to a bunch of us running for no reason. And
Yeah,
it's
he's
kind
just
of
looking
cloudy
around
outside.
like, "What's up, guys?" Yeah, it's misty. So what? And meanwhile, you guys remember Devaney remembering that completely comatose feeling that Malik's got no idea. Malik was if Malik had realized, Malik would have been, dude, I want to die again.
I'm good. That was a blast. Tiger, though.
I know, it's Azaka. We'll have to see what happens with that interesting role from Quen, and figure let Quen make the role where Quen's the reason Quen's the reason two more of you weren't making checks.
Oh, it's not Quinn's fault. It's the fog's fault.
Oh no, I mean Quen's the reason that you guys got out of it. We should say Devaney
Lord.
gets credit for alerting Quen and not just taking off, but
Yes.
Devaney did think about not saying anything to Quen, so
Quinn probably would have accepted it anyways.
There's Quen just sitting in the tent, and all of a sudden gray fog and poof.
I deserve this. I'm garbage.
Just out of curiosity, do me a favor for our viewers at home before we call it quits for the night. Quen, Malik, and I'll do one for Solana. Can you guys just make Constitution saves? I'm just curious if it had hit you, if you would have saved.
Quinn would have died.
Wow.
I would have inhaled that shit.
Holy hell.
Alec would have died about
Malik
2 minutes later.
Okay, just because this doesn't literally just because this doesn't matter because you guys say it, I'm just curious. So first one's Quen, second one's Malik, and let's see what it would have done to you. As I am just curious. Okay, so Quen. Oh, really? So you would have had the same. Actually, I can't. You may have. I can't remember the effect this time on you last time. This effect is you would have regarded the mist with an complete antipathy, an intense revulsion.
That's the same one I got last time.
And then,
no joke.
okay, well, hold on. Then we got okay, because for Malik it's an either or. Okay, and Malik, you would have been deaf.
How long?
Let's see. It is so. Okay, so it's all D. Okay. Really? So for 10 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's effects last 1d10 times 1d10 hours.
I thought there was a possibility of me being like permanently deaf, and like that is my livelihood. Like that's my whole deal.
No, if you would roll the 91 to a 90, or if we'd rolled a 91 to 95 for you, loses the ability to speak.
Oh, ooh.
Okay, so I was taking this fog extremely lightly. I was really underestimating this fog. Like last time was like such a party, and there's some real do so much. If you ever want the weirdest bootleg, I got you.
So thank you very much to all our viewers for hanging out with us this evening. Again, thank you, Digitio, our #1 here every week for us. So thank you, Josh, for stopping by. Not sure if you're still in here with us. We'll be back here again next Monday night to see how, well, what interesting conversations Quen and Devaney have after that Well, depending on if anyone says anything. And hopefully we will have Sarah back next week, find out what happens to Azaka, and then it is on to making more bug repellent and the rest of the roughly week that the party has currently planned to spend making the stuff.
So next time,
boar.
stay tuned for how it's made. Bug spray.
And with that, thank you very much. And I will steal a line from my buddy Michael, who DMs on Friday nights. Whatever you do during the week, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. I'll see you next week. Mr. Producer, can you take us on home? Say goodnight, everyone.